Here we are at Dave's Art Glass Studio in Lake City, Colorado. What I'm making today is a lavender medieval style goblet for my customer Mark. And Mark, this is how I start off with my pieces. So I use a piece of 38 millimeter lavender colored tubing. And it's fused onto a piece of 10 millimeter tubing. It's also going to be my blowpipe and a handle that I can hold on to it with. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put another handle out here on this end. Then I'm going to superheat this glass enough to blow it out into the shape I want. This glass is nice and hot. It's the Pyrex formula. It starts to melt around 1500 degrees. We got this the heat I want it. I pull it out of the flame and I'm going to blow it out. That's about what we're looking for. I'm using a very hot, crisp, sharp flame. I'm going to burn this off, which will form, I'm going to cut it with the flame, it will form the lip of the goblet. When it gets hot enough, I'm going to draw this down to where it's very, very thin. Now it's sealed off. I'm going to take another piece of rod here. I'm going to pull that thin layer of glass off there to form my lip. Use the big flame again to flare it out the size I want. That's what I'm looking for. It's very similar to the black one. Take my tool. I'm going to preheat it. I don't want to touch my hot glass with any cold metal, in fear of forming cracks. Pinch that little bleed off there. Polish it out. And just straighten it up a little bit. take my tongs, preheat those a little. And I'll lay it out of here and let it cool off. Now with the other piece, this is the part I'll make the foot with, the part that the goblet stands on. I have a piece of opaque lavender colored glass in which I'm going to accent colors on the foot part with it. With a nice thick gather of glass here, this will be the part that attaches to the stem piece. Attach another handle to it. In the same way I did the cup, I'm going to cut it off in the flame. Opened it up. Take my lavender colored glass. Put 5 little dots around the rim. Fire the big flame back up. Get another tool here that I've made from glass to help me flare it out. Centrifugal force will flare this out to the size I want. And that's about the size I want there. We'll lay it out here on the marble pad to make sure it stands up straight. And by putting those 5 dots on there, create a little star-shaped pattern. That's a really nice pattern. It helps it stand up better, and it also gives it a little more uniqueness to the goblet. Polish that little bleed out in the flame. Get it straight. Let it cool. And lay it out to the side to let it cool off. That's how I do the goblet and the foot part of the goblet. And the next video I'll be making the stem piece and assembling the goblet.